Hi, Virgo. This is going to be your message for the end of August. It's good for the Sun, Rising Moon, and Venus sign of Virgo. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's not a personal reading meant for just one person. So it might not resonate with everyone that watches. If this doesn't resonate, try checking readings for your Rising Moon or Venus sign. You could find messages that resonate there with you instead. If you would like a message that's just for you, because general messages are confusing, which they often are, or you just don't feel like it's hitting it for you and you want something really personal about health, wealth, love, or destiny, you can book a private reading with me. The link to my website to schedule is in the description below. If you are new to my channel, welcome, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. I read for your sign here every week, Virgo. You're one of my all-time favorite signs. A couple of my kids are Virgo. I've never met a Virgo that I did not love. My carpenters of the zodiac, my perfectionists, my meticulous Virgo, my deeply feeling hermits. I hope you're all doing well. It is a pleasure to be your messenger today. All right, let's get into it for you, Virgo. I do already have all the cards dropped out. Sometimes I do that on camera. Sometimes I do it off camera. It depends on how much time I think I need. And your guides told me you're going to need to clarify a lot and you're going to need to use two oracle decks. And I was like, okay. So that's what I've done for you. Let's go through it. From the Halloween oracle deck, you got four cards, and normally I'll only just want one or two, but these fell out of the deck. And I tried to put some back, and two of them popped out again. So I said, okay, if this is what Virgo wants, this is what Virgo gets. First two cards that came out, they came out together. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. And ancestors, the love and legacy of your DNA. Ghost came out, which is about regrets and living in the past and having something haunt you. And then Cauldron came out, synergy and healing. Because I'm ending on the Ten of Cups in reverse, and I have an Emperor here in reverse, I kind of get the feeling that for a lot of you, but certainly not all of you, this might be about healing relationships and old wounds that come from your past. This could be very much about family or long-term commitments and patterns that might have been learned in childhood that are playing it out into your adult life. I do want to start with Ghost and Cauldron. It's really time for some of you to let go of ghosts in the closet. Something, you're being haunted by something in some way, and it's typically about a regret. Try to release the past. If you can make an amends with a person, perhaps that can be done. And if it cannot be, at least make an amends with yourself. It looks really creepy. This is one of the creepiest cards in this deck. I think you're being haunted by a regret. When Cauldron comes out, it's time to light the fire and put those regrets into this cauldron and stir and mix and burn that out. It will create more of a synergy and a healing within you. Because a lot of you are ready for something new in your life. For some of you, you might be hanging on to a relationship that has already ended and it's preventing you from moving forward. This could also be about a family member that you've parted ways with or someone that you were deeply connected to that has passed on. It's simply about allowing yourself to release that pattern. And also with ancestors here, that's about taking everything that you've learned from your family and from your roots and your own heritage and DNA and taking the good and letting that propel you forward in a positive way, and also releasing the bad as well. I love the message of eternal love. Should you choose this card, you're being reminded that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is more powerful than death itself. Love lingers. It leaves its own legacy, and we should be aware of this every day that we live. For those that are ready for and desiring of a partner, it also indicates that a significant love is close at hand and to be ready to open up to this experience. So for some of you, new love is about to come in, but it could also be, I kind of get the feeling because ancestors and eternal love is here, this could be about a family member that you're struggling with. Just remember, if that's the case, even if it's a romantic partner or friend, that you can be angry or hurt and still love a person. It's called object permanence. So keep that in mind. And for some of you, it's time to let go of something old, burn it off and heal so you can let new love come in. I feel like ancestors indicates that this might be about family, but for some of you, I get the feeling that this is about career or your life purpose. Should ancestor bring itself to your attention, know that you are ready and able to action your birthright of power. You have the support of those who came before you. There may be challenges or struggles, but you have everything you need to overcome them. You will prevail. So some of you are moving into the end of August feeling like you're struggling. Some of you feel as though you might not be supported by family. They might support you more than you think they do, and if not, perhaps friends as well. You have the support of those that came before you. There may be challenges, but you really do have everything you need to succeed, Virgo. That reminds me of the magician, and you guys are my magicians. You can be the single catalyst for change, but I think first you have to let go of some things from your past and heal some wounds and burn them off. For some reason, I was moved to use my Romance Angel Oracle deck for you guys. I have not done so for any of the other signs. Don't tell the other zodiac signs I used it for you. This is very much about a romantic love connection, but it doesn't have to be. It can be about a family member or a friend or someone that's really important to you. Release Your Ex came out. The time has come to clear your energy and pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So, this came in the reverse, which tells me you're either having a hard time releasing someone from the past or a cycle from the past, or you have already done this, but you're still in this energy and you're working your way through it. When we release an ex, we're able to look at the relationship with an overview effect. And it's at that point that you can see a lot of things that you might have missed at first more clearly. That will help you moving forward. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So if you have a person in your life that you will not let go of, or you're struggling to let go of, or they won't let go of you, your guides are saying you need to pay attention to anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. The signs are cautioning you. They might not even be terrible things. There's just red flags moving forward, either with an ex or someone new. I'm seeing this synergy here between these two things. Don't over intellectualize or rationalize or explain away why someone can't release you or you can't release them. It will, once you do, it will only help you to pay attention to and see red flags moving forward. For some of you, this could even be a job or an employee of yours that you're struggling to see red flags with and to let go of the relationship. So your guides wanted to make you aware of that. So at the center of it all for you, Virgo, is the Two of Pentacles. The challenge at the end of the month will be the Three of Cups. So for some of you, this is about finances and resources and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I only have two pentacles to rub together. This tells me that you guys have multiple priorities. Time management will be a thing. You will need to be flexible and adaptable. You will need to prioritize. I don't think you guys have a lot of room for emotion in your life right now. You seem to be trying to create a synthesis and a balance and balance everything. Classic earth sign, you seem to be managing it well, but you might not have room in your life for other things. And that's why this Three of Cups might be the challenge. You might be so busy that you don't have time to spend with friends. You might be trying to look, the Two of Pentacles is often a moment where we go, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'm not really sure. I'm feeling a little off balance here. Maybe it would help to talk to friends. If I read it in the tabloid tarot way, perhaps you're feeling juggled and the challenge is you have to be open to the idea that it might just be friendship or openly dating. You might be in a situation with a person where the challenge is you have the same friend group, so you're not sure how to handle it. Or perhaps you're trying to figure out how to pull off something that will bring healing and even reconciliation with the Three of Cups. This is a triangle, but it's a positive, happy triangle. So try to get out with friends. Try to have fun where you can, when you can, in a safe way during these times of COVID. This Three of Cups seems to be the challenge. Can you have healing? Can you have fun? Can you creatively collaborate? Again, you might be in a situation where you're kind of unsure what to do and you're weighing your odds a little bit in a practical way. If the challenge is you can just get together in a group dynamic, it might help. Or again, the challenge might be this is an open dating situation or it's a group dynamic. Stay invested in friendship first and foremost. That might help because the Three of Cups typically isn't a challenge unless it's some sort of a reconciliation or there's an awkward moment because you're in a community setting with someone or in a situation in your life. Like it's not just friends, it's business as well. if that makes sense. What's driving you? The Chariot to the Emperor in reverse. So, some of you have recently relocated or you're about to. The Chariot is Cancer. The Emperor for me is Aries or Leo. Some of, did some of you just hightail out of a situation where you felt powerless? I think that with the Chariot, I love that you're very determined. You want to move forward towards victory and success. Some of you want to travel. Some of you are relocating. Some of you want a new car. Definitely a lot of forward motion here and being very accountable for the direction you're going with the Chariot, which is a difficult energy to control. But I can see that you feel like you have to stand up to some kind of authority here. Perhaps you've moved on and out of a position of authority or commitment in your life. You might be moving away from a person that made you feel kind of powerless in a situation. I would work on you yourself, Virgo, establishing structure and authority. Don't be one of those people that just runs away from something the minute you lose power, you know? But if that's what you had to do, that's what you had to do. It might be difficult for you, though, because we've got this Three of Cups here. If you're in a situation where you feel like you don't have any power, it's definitely okay to move forward to something where your determination will pay off. Yeah, for sure. But for some of you, I think you're getting out of a situation where you had to challenge authority. You're doing that, you're making your own rules, and you're moving forward, trying to keep everything in balance while still possibly the challenge is making room for friends. Yeah, some of you are getting a divorce or something like that as well with the Emperor or stepping out of that kind of a role. But I think that whatever it is, it's stressing you out and you're having a hard time coming up with a strategy here. Deep within, I have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Nine of Swords. So deep within, I think you see yourself in a situation where there might be some unpaid debts you need to receive at this point and take care of yourself. You're not able to be generous and giving to a fault anymore. I think you might be using every inner resource you have to make it back to base camp. The Nine of Wands is often a wounded warrior. I like it in this deck. He's building the steps as he goes, sort of like Indiana Jones, making it up as he goes along there. I find that interesting in this deck. It seems like you're struggling inside emotionally and losing sleep over something with the Nine of Swords. Perhaps you're not sleeping well at night. Perhaps you're dealing with some fear or worry or anxiety. It looks like you're about to throw in the towel. Some of you are thinking about letting your guard down in a situation, but I think you might be worried that you're in a situation where there's some sort of one-sidedness to it. This could be one-sided charity, unpaid debts, knowing you need to take care of yourself. Watch out for being too giving or gullible or giving with strings attached. The Six of Pentacles can mean that as well. This could be about money or even relationship for you. It's starting to wear you down and stress you out to the point where you're like, I don't know what I want to do here. It might help you to have fun with friends, okay? Make sure you're driving towards the right things for the right reasons. What you're thinking about all the time and the advice that Spirit is giving you is, I think this is not the advice from Spirit. I think that this is more what you're thinking about. The King of Swords in reverse to the Six of Wands. So this King of Swords in reverse could be you, and it could be someone else. The King of Swords, when he flips into the reverse, has a quiet power and an inner truth, but sometimes he has unusually high standards and he gets really cold and angry because he feels as though he's lost the upper hand in a situation. Sometimes it can simply mean, in a gentler way, that you just can't think of a good strategy to something and you feel really off your game. You could be in a situation with a person that's manipulative or has to get the last word or insists upon being an authoritarian and they define the truth according to them. Your guides definitely want you, even if it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, everyone's capable of being the King of Swords in the upright, where we have intellectual power, we have mental clarity, we stick to the truth, we accept the truth, and we have authority over ourselves, and we rule our kingdom with our brains, with intellect, with action. I think someone might have thrown you off your game here. You might be having a difficult time accepting truth in some way, or some of you are thinking about overthrowing an Aquarius that's driving you insane, maybe. And the Six of Wands is where we hold our head high. We want victory. We want success. We want public recognition. We want to get the job. We want to get the girl. We want to get the guy. We want to be celebrated. Six of Wands can be a little up on the high horse and not very good at communication, and can also say, I see you seeing me. It suggests a little bit of well-deserved victory, but also some arrogance. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you have to maintain control at any cost just so you can get what you want and get that victory and praise, watch for arrogance, but this might be another person around you. I also have a lot of cross watchers tuning in. Keep in mind, Virgo, for everyone that's treating you like this, there's a Virgo in the world treating a Gemini or a Taurus or someone like this. So I would watch out for this energy. Watch out for arrogance. Watch out for twisting the truth to fit your own needs. Watch your ego. Watch your temper. You can only define the truth and have power over yourself. Don't let anybody do this to you. I think you're trying to move on from someone who's an emperor in reverse and a king of swords in reverse. And you're like, I'm going to hold my head high and act as if I don't see this asshole. I know where I'm going, and I'm going towards victory and success. I could interpret it that way too. What's coming in for you? Two of Swords in reverse to the Seven of Wands. Well, you're definitely not afraid of a challenge with the Seven of Wands. You feel a little caught off guard. You feel the need to protect yourself. You definitely feel challenged, and you're going to take the high road in this situation. It's one guy with one wand having six other people challenge him with their ideas, and he's going to stand up for himself. I think you feel as though you're kind of in a stalemate in a situation, and all you can do is stand your ground, and say, look, I'm accountable for my actions. I'm not going to deal with this authoritarian stuff. I'm going to hold my head high. I don't know if I can make a choice about this, but I at least know that I'm not afraid to defend myself and my beliefs. That's what I see coming in for you. So I see challenges coming in for you. Make sure you don't overthink something to the point where it's at a stalemate and you can't find the truth. Don't let anyone else define the truth for you, and accept a universal truth, but understand that even a universal truth is subjective. What is the truth according to you? And you only have power over yourself and your decisions. I see you feeling somewhat challenged in a situation where you're not sure what the right answer is. Yeah. And I think that's why this Three of Cups is an interesting challenge. It might have to do with a group dynamic that's going really well and you don't want to disrupt it. You might have to, just be diplomatic. If it's making you angry and pissing you off, you might want to take a different approach. And that's what I think you're trying to figure out how to do in the Two of Pentacles. And I also see that you're willing to pack up and go and take control over your destiny if you're in a powerless situation. The way you see yourself, Seven of Swords to the Ace of Wands in reverse. I think you need to take your shit and go. I think you feel the need to be strategic in a situation and act upon your own behalf. Yes, the Seven of Swords can be a card of deceit or betrayal, but it can also be a card that means we're very flexible and we're very adaptable and we're the lone wolf and we're one step ahead of everybody else. And it's not show friends, it's show business. You feel the need to tread lightly and carefully remove yourself from a situation where you feel somewhat insecure. So watch out for, sometimes we have to protect ourselves in a situation. Make sure you're not doing that at anyone else's expense. But it's okay if you have to take your stuff and take what's yours and go quickly. I think you want to start a new cycle, but I think that there are delays with the Ace of Wands in reverse. I think you're a little distracted. There's a false start. There's an emerging idea. You want to start a new cycle, but you're not sure how much growth potential there is in a situation. This might be a situation where you're kind of trying to play it nice and be like, look, I'm not really sure. I'm not feeling it. I don't think this is the smartest. I'm having a hard time communicating with you. I feel kind of powerless. I really just want to go because I can't find a good solution here. So I would just make sure with the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's really important to make sure that you have a good plan in place moving forward and remove any distractions so you can start a new cycle in your life that you know has growth potential that you're excited about. There just seems to be somewhat of a delay. Yeah. An energy around you. This could be a romantic partner, a friend, a family member, coworker, boss. the person you're thinking about right now, they see themselves as the Six of Swords in reverse. So this person sees themselves trying to move to calmer waters, but they're circling the harbor. The Six of Swords in reverse is where we have sort of a chronic behavior pattern of repeating cycles that we've played out in the past. They're having a hard time moving on. They might feel as though they have some unfinished business with you. They haven't, there might be something between the two of you that needs to be wrapped up. They see themselves as a person that maybe is repeating a pattern either with you or in another part of their life. They are trying to go through a personal transformation, but they are somewhat slow to do that. I think it's because they feel as though they have some unfinished business with you. They might be somewhat resistant to change, but they're just going in circles. But what I find odd is the way they feel about you is the Two of Cups in reverse. There's a lack of trust and maybe even a lack of attraction between the two of you. You can't really have a productive heart-to-heart conversation. This person might be more focused on getting to know themselves and self-love. They might feel the need to end a relationship with you in some way. It can be a breakup or it's just distrust. Even if you have a conversation with them, it might be about a distrust between the two of you. And they might not be able to move on until they can do that with you, but they don't know how, I don't think. And you seem to be very defensive about it, even feeling the need to be strategic because you don't see a lot of growth potential. And to be honest, I think this situation with the Emperor in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse might be making you angry. So, if they do approach you to talk, I think it's because they just want to wrap something up so they can move on, but they may be struggling with it. This might be an ex that you cannot release. Even if these romance cards were more about a friend or a coworker or family member or a neighbor even, they're just having a hard time releasing. They might need you to step up to the plate for them in some way. So you might need to come down off your high horse and not have a power struggle with them. It depends on the person. It depends on the situation, right? I mean, if you got to go, you got to go. Their action towards you is the Devil in reverse. You could be dealing with a water sign, an air sign, a Capricorn maybe, or they've released a Capricorn possibly because that's the Devil. This person is facing their shadow side. I'm seeing a lack of desire or attraction for you. This person, if it's a romantic partner, they don't want to be chained and bound. They are trying to practice detachment. There might have been some sort of issue this person was going through, an addiction, a mental health issue, an insecurity, a desire. The Devil often represents something we are chained and bound to that is not good for us. This person recognizes that. They have an opportunity to either play with fire or walk away from it. For whatever reason, they feel this devil energy within themselves or about the relationship. I think they're just trying to release it, but I can see that they're having a hard time with the Six of Swords in reverse. Maybe that's why you feel like it's at a stalemate and all you can do is stand your ground and just try to tread lightly with them with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords doesn't always mean you've lied to someone or betrayed them. It can mean, I really want to move on to something with more growth potential. I feel as though that's being stunted for me here. I have to tread lightly and be strategic. And I can see why, because you're in your emotions. Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups is a soulmate energy. It's where we recall the past fondly and an innocent, sweet, joyful time when things were easier, when we were kids. And it's typically, we have fond memories of something. The Six of Cups in reverse is sort of a bridge burned. I have two sixes here, a Six of Swords in reverse and a Six of Cups in reverse. So not really able to move on. Sometimes this is a lacking in playfulness. Sometimes it's about living in the past and being haunted by the past and wanting some forgiveness because something hurts. I have three sixes here. So you're at a real pivot point and you're trying to balance it out and build some stability here for yourself with this Three of Cups. The healing conversation and fun, creative collaboration with another person, even if you bring another friend into the mix, if it's appropriate, might help. You seem somewhat haunted by the past, and that's that ghost energy that you need to burn off. Don't live in the past. It will keep you from a pivot point that will help you move forward. It might even be putting you up on a high horse and making you feel angry, like, nope, I got to get the last word. I promise you, you don't. You really don't. And if someone wants to get the last word with you, don't be haunted by that trauma. Just, it's a ghost and a regret. Just try to let it go, and forget the bad and keep the lesson and the memories, what memories of love you do have with this person. It could also have to do with children or one of your kids, because it's a 6, it's children. And ending August with the 10 of Cups in reverse to the moon. This is about trouble in paradise. The 10 of Cups is often about family and long-term commitment. So with the 10 of Cups in reverse, I see some trouble in paradise, a misalignment in values, struggling family relationships. It could mean divorce. It could just mean a lack of emotional stability. There could be a happy ending here, but it looks like the challenge is having that healing, productive, creative, collaborative conversation that would help with it, that you seem to be trying to figure out, but it just seems to be a stalemate that you need to stand your ground. And because of that, there's a lot of uncertainty moving forward. Some of you are dealing with a Pisces. The moon doesn't illuminate itself. There's a vagueness and an instability. This is Spirit's way of acknowledging, we know that you're feeling like you don't align in value with someone in your life or with yourself. This could be a deep wound from childhood even. Again, it could be about a family situation or divorce even. There is a lot of uncertainty moving forward. The moon is also the pay attention to the red flags card, you guys. The moon is about a heightened intuition. You feel fearful and nervous. Things are vague. Things are not as they seem. If you're dealing with a person that's making you feel that way, it's a red flag to pay attention to. But I think moving into the end of August, listen to your intuition. The moon can also speak to like blind love, blindly loving a person, or feeling an emotional instability and ignoring it or engaging in it regardless. The truth is, you might not align in value. You might not both want happily ever after, or if this relationship is struggling, there's just uncertainty moving forward. Focus on facing your emotions and letting your intuition guide you. Face the fear head on. Try to release this worry. I believe that you're being tested. It's a test of faith in some way. Make sure you have good boundaries if you're overwhelmed and stressed out. And say, look, I really just need to move forward and take care of myself because I'm feeling pretty insecure. The month hasn't ended. You can work to face the future with uncertainty and have an ending that will bring you emotional transcendence. The 10 of Cups doesn't always mean you're happily ever after. It just means you have an ending that brings an emotional transcendence or stability. Yeah. So you can work to kind of flip these cards around for yourself. You have the next couple weeks or the next week or so to do that. Just remember to heal and the old wounds, burn them off, let go of the regrets, take the good parts and acknowledge the bad parts, and know that you're ready to let new things come in, new relationships, new cycles. You just need to make sure that you aren't distracted and there's enough growth potential, and you need to let go of the past. And I think the moon will go down and the sun will come up. All right, Virgo, that's your reading for the end of August. I hope it resonates with you and I hope it helps. It seems like you're in kind of a tough place. So I hope this reading helps you get some clarity and the oracle cards give you advice, because that's all I want to do is help you. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Virgo. Take care of yourselves. I really love you guys, and I'll see you next time.